One love to the humble. One love to the humble. One love to the humble. Hey, look, we got a problem again. Something we got to look into because black men and women don't respect each other anymore. It's gone. The respect for black men and black women having respect for each other is gone. Look around. Look what's going on. Ain't no respect. We don't have the common respect for each other like we used to. And these social media and these podcasts has not made it any easier or any better. It's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. The more it seems like we talk about this stuff and the more we are competing with each other, the worse it gets. Now, I'm sure it's not everybody. I'm sure there's some people out there who are not going through this. I'm sure some people that's, some black men and women that's able to get along together and get on through life. But for the majority, it's pretty rough out here. Because every time you turn around on a podcast, you see people going at it. You got the men trying to tell the women this how it is, and the man is the leader, the women is the followers, and all that stuff. Which there is some truth in it. But I just don't believe that the way that it's being, the way that those people are going about it is making it hard. For the viewers, they're the ones who are going to suffer the most, the viewers. Because they're going to take that stuff that they're talking about on these podcasts and they're going to apply it to their life. And then they bring in these certain type of women on these podcasts with these high egos and these ideas that is crazy. And it's influencing the other women below them who's not on their level. It's influencing them too. So we always have a problem here. We got a big problem. There is no more respect. The things that men bring to the table are no longer respected. The men going out to work. The men protecting the home. The men fixing stuff in the home. The men taking care of the trash. The men taking care of, repairs at the house. Because men are not doing that anymore. Men are not doing that anymore. Men are not taking pride anymore in those things. It's just not happening. And then the men ain't working. They ain't coming through like they should. And then our men have become so weak in the black community. The black man has become so weak that he's complaining all the time. Every time I turn on something, there's another black man complaining and crying about something about what's going on, what's happening to him, and why he can't do it, and his mental, he about to have a mental breakdown. What are we talking about here? Where the real men that's being men at? What happened to being a man? These jokers are so weak. They mentally weak, they physically weak, they weak in every area. And wonder why women look at them the way they do. How's she gonna respect you, man? I seen one where this guy was talking about, my wife, when I'm a mental mess, she's there to help me. When you are a mental mess, she's there to help you. That is the craziest thing I can ever hear. When he is a mental mess, she gotta be his rock. Since when did that become a thing? Where the women gotta hold the men up? The women gotta hold the men up? That lets you know that the men have fallen so low. To the bottom. That's where the men have fallen to. But yet they still beating their chest like they should be the leader. You can't be the leader and the woman gotta hold you up. You're supposed to be holding her up. You're supposed to be the shoulder that she can cry on. You're supposed to be able to, when she in her mental distress or mental mess, that you can be there to support her. It don't supposed to be the other way around. What are we doing out here? I know what's happening. Ain't no the fathers ain't. We don't got no fathers out there, no real men out there, no real fathers out there teaching these young boys what time it is. This is crazy to me, man. These dudes out here are weak, and I hope it's not you. I hope you're just not one of those guys. I hope you just listen to the video, and maybe you're gonna share this information with somebody else. Maybe it ain't you. But if it is you, I need you to tighten up and get back into the position you're supposed to be in as a man. No woman don't supposed to be holding you up because you mentally breaking down. That's not how it's supposed to be, my friend. Get your mental in order so that you can be the strong rock for her. That's what you need to be doing. And then I seen another post where the girl Making Good is paying all so-and-so's bill, whatever that dude's name is, paying his bills. He's an actor. She paying his bills. If that article is true. What is she doing paying his bills? I mean, this is like the video I just made where men have given up leadership to the black woman. Men have given up, given it to them, have gave it to them. But then now they screaming they want it back. But you giving it to them. You don't want to be the leader. You want her to lead. You want her to take care of you. That don't work. That's guaranteed for you to fail as a man. And you don't want it because you don't care because why? You still want her to be like your mama. That's why you got with her, because she treats you like your mama do. She baby you up like your mama do. No, we gotta get back to being men. Okay, what they telling you about get in touch with your feelings and be more emotional, and keep listening to that. You better wise up, because they don't respect you as a man because you listening to them. See, you think you being a nice guy is how you be good. Women don't respect nice guys. And when I say, I'm not saying be a a-hole or be mean. I'm saying women don't respect nice guys. See that nice thing you're doing? It's not what they respect. They respect the man who stand his ground and who hold them accountable. That's what they really like. No matter how much they act like they don't, that's what they like. The nice guy, you gonna get put in the friend zone because you nice. That's why you don't. That's why you always go for the other type of guy, because you the nice guy. Be the man. That's what you need to be doing. And I don't mean be destructive. I don't mean be abusive. I mean just be the strong man that you're supposed to be. All this other crap that they try to tell you and put in your head, stop it. And women, men don't respect you either right now, because you are doing things that it's not good either. You ain't giving nobody anything to respect. You half naked everywhere you go. You twerk every time a camera turn on, you turn around and start twerking. You're making videos and just showing off your body constantly. And then the younger people, the younger girls, they thinking that that's what need to be done because they see all the likes and attention that you're getting, so they want to follow suit. But you don't know you lead them down a path of destruction. But that's not what women's behavior was normally done, how women used to normally behave. The stuff that's going on today is not what used to be happening. The men don't respect that. They'll sleep with you. They will definitely sleep with you, but they don't respect you. See, men are different. We don't have to like you to be with you. We'll do all those things with you and have the least amount of respect for you, and you think it's love. You think they care about you. They don't respect you when you do that. Notice the woman over here, she don't get disrespected because she carries herself as she should be respected. And she could be the worst one of them all. But from the outer first look, first glance, she gonna get all the respect. Now, okay, you peel back the layers a little bit, you might find out something different. But off the first glance, she gonna get respected. You want to be respected, you gotta respect yourself first. You can't be out here looking like you're looking and doing the things you're doing. It's not getting you anywhere. And then they, we We got a candidate that's running for office. And what this candidate does is bring out one of the worst representations of women that they can bring out, and they put that on front and center stage, and it was twerking going on. And this is supposed to be the presidential candidate representing women, talking about women's rights, but they bring out this person as a representation of black women, and they wonder why they're not getting respected. And nobody was in an uproar. It wasn't like a mass uproar. That shows you how low the ball has fallen, or the bar has fallen for women. It should have been like a massive uproar about that. But nobody said nothing. Everybody was in agreement. Because it was quiet. Silence is agreement. You don't say nothing, you must agree with what's going on. It's crazy out here. No respect. Nobody respects you. Because everywhere you go, you showing everything you got. No man gonna respect that. He'll have fun with that. But respect is not something that he's gonna give to that. So who's going to be able to talk to you to get you to shift gears? Well, I don't think nobody is, because you're gonna keep doing it as long as it brings you attention. You ain't gonna stop. But you're gonna want to be respected just like if you wasn't doing that. And it's not gonna happen. You can't have it all. You can't have it both ways. Either you're gonna respect yourself and carry yourself like you deserve respect, or if you're not gonna do that, then you ain't gonna get respect. You're not gonna be able to do that degenerate behavior and also at the same time get respect or get treated like a lady. You're not gonna be able to do both. You're gonna have to pick which one you want. And back to the men again. Hold yourself more accountable. Stop trying to get with every woman you see. I don't care what these podcasters are telling you. You know, get multiple women and do this and do that. That's not good, man. I don't care what they say. That's not good for you. It's gonna only destroy you in the long run if you keep going that lifestyle. Keep doing that lifestyle, it's gonna destroy you. And now they're convincing you women to do the same thing, to rack up bodies and rack up numbers. You can rack up all the bodies you want. It's gonna affect you a little differently than it affects the men. I don't think the men should do it. I think it's bad behavior for the men to do it. So I even think it's bad behavior for the women to do it. But for you, you're gonna have some psychological effects that's gonna also mess you up. We don't respect each other because of these actions that we're doing. And then we get on podcasts and just talk crap about each other all day long. Because they get clicks and views and they making money. These people, these podcasters are making money. They don't care about what happens in the black community with the relationships and the people getting along. They care about their pockets. And they'll bring you on that show just so you can make a fool of yourself and make a fool of the black community at the same time, creating a situation where neither side respects each other. You go look at them comments. All them followers are gonna say that if it's a podcast about males holding one about women, you can see all the people in the comments, men trashing the women in the video, on the podcast. If it was a woman ran podcast talking about men, you can see all the women in the comments bashing the men. Now this trickles out into society, from off the internet into real life. And it's causing crazy problems that you can't see right now because this is still a new phenomenon. But in about 10, 15 years, you're going to see the results of this problem. It's going to be a lot of suffering that's going to take place because of this. The world's going to be different in 20 years. It ain't going to be what it is right now. And if you think that doing it this way is going to always be the way, you're absolutely wrong. You're going to have to come back together and gain respect. You already got enough problems. You already got enough issues. You already leading the way in all the areas of importance. And when I say leading the way, I mean, I'm not saying we're leading in a good way. We leading the way in a bad way. And how do we think if we got all these other things that we fighting? Now we internally fighting the man and woman fighting. And when the men and women fighting, there ain't no community. There ain't no family. Because we can't get together. Because we got all these dumb requirements that somebody on the internet said this is what the requirement, this is what the standard should be, and every idiot is following that like it's realistic. Because people don't have a clue of what they're talking about just because they got a podcast. What makes them great at having a podcast? Who are they? What makes them different than you? What level of information they have that you can't get? But they got a podcast and they're a popular podcast, so they must be right. They telling you as men don't do certain things and you follow them. You following these dudes and you listening to them like they got the magic answer to help your life? Let me tell you something. You better figure out your life on your own. You better get in where you fit in on your own. Stop listening to what's going on in these podcasts and do what you got to do for your life. And I'm talking to you men and you women. Get off of these podcasts. Stop listening to this nonsense they spewing on these podcasts and live your life for you. Because if you listen to them, you ain't going to have no kind of life. You're going to be miserable. You don't got to take my word for it. You just keep on doing what you're doing right now. And you see how you're suffering right now? This is going to only get worse. You better get off them podcasts and live your life according to what you want to do. These are people who are not experts. There is no rule book to relationships and who you should be in a relationship with and who you should not. There is no rule book. You better do what works for you and stop listening to this and come back around and regain love and respect for each other as black men and black women. Regain love and respect for each other. Stop listening to these podcasts and stop listening to these people that don't know nothing. They are destroying the community. We can't afford to be in that crap that they're doing. We just can't afford to. Now, you do what you will with your life. But you can't say you wasn't told. And you can't say that I didn't point out these things to you. We have lost respect for each other. And I gave you a list on both sides on why that respect is lost. And we have to find a way to fix it. We got to change. Stop listening to this nonsense. Y'all take care.